Welcome to the Woodridge Podcast. I am Jordan O'Keefe.
I'm Michael Wright.
And this is our first ever episode. We're going to dive into all things me and all things Michael, just so you can get to know the two of us. And yeah, I'm excited about it. And I want to just start by introducing Michael properly, because the last time we started this, I just sort of waffled on about myself and I went, this is Michael Wright, and I just left Michael to his own devices. But I just want to say, Michael is my neighbour, but not only that, when Michael first came in here and started drumming with me, it's clear to see that Michael's talent is unbelievable. Not even just a great drummer, but a great musician, and all round, he knows everything about music. It's amazing, and great to have him on board with me and have him around the studio and have him around my family and have him as a friend. It's mad. He went to Berklee School of Music in Boston, isn't it?
Yeah, Boston.
Which is, I've done a bit of research on it. It's absolutely amazing that you've been there. But, when you first came in and drum, man, you cleared it. Like, it's funny, guys come into the studio and they're like, I'll bring Michael down. And they're like, we'll see how he gets on. And then Michael comes on, he just knocks it out of the park. And they're like, yep, he's amazing. And you are, man.
Thanks,
and I'm not, as we say in Ireland, licking up your arse.
All right.
But I'm not, you are an absolute credit to everything. And I'm so glad that they have you on board with me.
Yeah, it's crazy. Just the fact that we've lived beside each other for 3 months, but have only known each other for
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah,
We've only known each other for 3 months. Yeah, it's just.
Is that how long it's been? 3 months? It feels like 3 years.
It does. Yeah.
Considering there was a period where we see each other nearly every day, wasn't it?
Yeah, and until our wives, we're like,
I know. I
spend too much time with each other.
Hold on a minute.
Yeah,
it's almost mad. They'd be like, go out and meet new people.
Make
and then
new
you meet
friends.
new people and they're like, hold on a minute.
What about?
Where are you going? Come back.
Exactly. It's like we're just within walking distance.
Exactly.
Yeah, no.
The first week you came in, Michael actually hanged up this curtains, and if anybody's seen Baby Reindeer, they'll be thinking something different. But no, Michael actually, and it was mad. I was just saying to you, you came in, and I was like, I'm putting up this curtain to help with the drum sound. You were like, you heard drum sound. You went, okay.
Yeah. I wonder if should we stitch in the little video of us meeting each other? Actually,
so it was funny. I have cameras around the house because you need to with this and whatever, for security. And I actually have the video of Michael coming down to the gate, pushing the buzzer, and introducing himself, and then him coming in here and me showing him around. It's actually something that we'll keep forever because the journey that we're on now is going to be quite amazing. But it's always good to look back on that and say that's the first day we actually ever met, because I had I sort of had an idea when you explained, because Laura, Michael's wife, had sent me a message years ago, just whenever we had moved in here, explaining that her husband was from America and that he had just moved over here and he was a drummer, and that he wanted to find someone like-minded and blah, blah, blah. But we'd never met. And to be quite honest, I'm glad that I never met Michael until now, because when I was drinking and partying and doing the things that I was doing, I don't think Michael would want to have been around that, because you're a family man and stuff like that there. Whereas although I was a father, I still was acting like a teenager. So I finally grown up, and then we met, and the two of us go to church, and I honestly believe that God made that happen for the two of us. I think it came at the right time, and I believe everything happens for a reason, and I'm now putting out the best music I've ever put out. But the other thing is, I have to give you credit for helping me with the studio, because coming in, I would have been in here quite a bit, but not as much as I was whenever you came in. And it helped me, it actually made me want to learn more, become better. Do you know what I mean? Because I know I always say this, but my mixing has come on.
Oh, every day every day it improves. Which is great.
And,
it was already good to begin with, but it's just like incremental gains.
Yeah,
make such a difference.
I think getting to that, I always wanted Woodridge Studio for people to come here and leave with radio quality sounds. Yeah, and compete with the biggest names. And because remember I was like showing you stuff, and they were like, but that's Teddy Swims, and this is like, and I'm like, yeah, but I want us to sound like that. And I feel like 7 a.m. really set the bar there to show how good of production can be coming out of the studio.
Yeah, it's true. That's one of the, I guess because I met you right when you were doing this. I promised you the cover.
Yeah.
And
now looking back on it, that could have been so much better.
It's a great track, isn't it? Yeah. I didn't know that there was a cover. It was an original already out there, but until you had released yours, I then went and listened to the original, and it was it's nice to have such a difference, because the other one has drums in it and everything.
Oh yeah, it's a proper production song, and I think that's why everyone sort of liked that version, because it was just so different. And the thing is, nobody had ever done anything like that, which I'm shocked that nobody ever did. But I think then my vocal, along with the piano,
it's different.
It just it made things probably a lot nicer. But I listen to it now and I'm like, oh, I could have DS that vocal.
But that's every time we listen to something, though, it's always something.
The vocal's a bit too boomy, and then I'm like, I could have took a bit more low end out of that piano. But that's probably like, even with 7 in the morning now, I'm like, oh, I could have done stuff better there. But that's probably the way it's going to be every time that we release a song and we get better and we learn more. And that's the whole point of coming in here more often, and get better for everybody else. But
great
also
to have it so close that you can just jump in and tweak and edit as you see fit and create as well.
Yeah, and I think since you've come along too, it's just progressed. Everything's progressed. Like this studio now feels like a studio when you walk in here. Like people walk in here and they're like, wow, because they don't expect it. They see a garage and they're like, a double door garage. They're like, what's in here? A workshop?
That's what I literally had no idea that. I knew there was something in this space because my house is next to Jordan's, and I look kind of over it. Yeah, I was like, what's going on down there? But I always just assumed that it would be upstairs if it was a double garage with a second floor. Yeah. Would have never expected that there are roller doors on both sides. Yeah. Or actually the converted.
Well, so it's large space. We wanted 2 windows. I wanted 2 windows. And my builder, my father, was like, no, it's out of budget, too much, no.
Windows are expensive, man.
Yeah, I know. I was looking ones the size of garage doors.
Yeah, it was like
one big window,
5 or 10 grand for a window.
I was like watching guys in LA with their big home studios. I was like, I want that. Yeah, yeah, Jordan, you're not that rich.
Exactly, but it's great to have a space that is, isolated, but removed from things, distraction free. It's nice to have Wi-Fi and to still be able to work away.
Nice. The one thing that's Paul Edwards said, it's great that you have a toilet.
I was about to say the fact that there's a bathroom here. I mean, the amount of time my kids are in here and they're like, I got to go to the toilet. I'm like, all right.
I know, man. It's great. Like, it's absolutely, although it's a bomb site at the minute, I think once we get that sort of all nicely done up, it'll be cool. I'd love to get a shower in there, but that's going to cost too much money. But
it's always something. Then people can stay.
Well, that's the thing. People don't know that we've actually sort of created like a little guest bedroom upstairs, which we're hoping that if anybody ever wants to travel up to the studio, they can stay there. But we need a shower on site for that, I think. But if somebody's probably coming up that we know where's going to be work in the studio, then they could probably use a shower in the house. But there's lots of things happening all at the one time. I think once you get sober, you want to do all the things that you didn't do whenever you were drinking and partying, because no joke, like it's madness, man. Whenever I think back on it, like all I thought about was drink. Like literally every week I planned around money wise what I was going to spend on drink, and it was like ridiculous amounts of money. Like
it does add up. I mean, definitely during COVID in itself. I mean, I found myself just drinking whiskey and dark rums would be my go-to.
I think that's the thing. I don't think I was that. I think I was bad for a while, and then I got better whenever we had Mateo. Right. I didn't really drink that much, and I was healthy. I was training. I was out going out on bikes and stuff. I was doing well, and then COVID hit, and then I went down and did like. I'll be completely honest. There was times I would sit. I had a friend that lived in Canada, and me and him would sit and play FIFA. So he's in Canada at like whatever time, like 10 o'clock at night. I'm sitting up at like 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I'm like drinking and and the rest just sitting talking to him on a laptop and playing. Then I'm like getting up to like 3 or 4 in a day, and it was just a constant cycle. And I think because I got into that routine, coming out of that was difficult.
Yeah.
I put on so much weight. Like the heaviest I've been was nearly over 17 stone.
I don't know what that is, and
that's like I think it's like 106 or 8 kg.
Still don't know.
All right.
It's pounds.
I know, man. I watch wrestling. 450 pounds. It's a big show. Oh my god.
It's 17 times 14. My phone is out of action.
School, man.
Oh wait, no, I've got a.
Have you got a?
There's a calculator on the. Yeah. Here we go. So what is it?
That thing's a tank.
17 times 14. 238 pounds. That's about where I was during COVID.
Well, yeah, and that's like some wrestlers are built like that.
Yeah, but that's all muscle.
I could have. I know. I could have achieved my dreams. Well, no.
True.
But the one thing, if nobody's ever learned this, is see whenever your Apple Watch is on and you do that to it, it actually knocks it off.
How'd you learn that?
Because of you. Because every day we like this here, and I'm like, why is he hit this watch? But yeah, that's why it is. Michael taught me that.
It's the little things.
Exactly, man. And it makes such a difference, because usually I'd always be trying to like do this to get it off.
Yeah.
Like even in bed at night, I'm like, I look up and I'm like, oh, how's that get off again? And just that, man. Great. Wow.
Super handy.
Never knew that. I hope there's somebody who's like, wow, I never knew that. They're sitting like this now all week.
Apple. We're all about the Apple products.
Oh man, we have so much Apple products.
We're stuck in the ecosystem. We just can't get out.
Do you know? I went to the Nerve Centre. Do you know the Nerve Centre?
Yeah. Played there once.
Did you? Mm-hmm. Very good. Did you?
Was a radio station? Yeah, you're surprised.
I'm not surprised. I'm just like, not that I'm surprised. I'm like,
that's
you just
in the
never
city.
Told me that.
Well, that's in the city centre, right?
I'm man, I'm so
It was an acoustic gig because there was like a radio. Jason Clark.
Jason Clark, yeah.
It was a radio station that used to be hosted out of there, wasn't?
Oh fuck, I wouldn't know.
Radio Foil? I don't know. Yeah.
Was it? No, I don't think so.
No.
But anyway, the Nerve Centre, I went there when I was very, very young. I was about 14 in school. And our school had like selected certain people to go to this course in the Nerve Centre to learn music production. That was the first time I ever used a Mac. Oh. And I mean, it just blew my mind. Just how great and how... Because I was always used to Windows computers. And Mac just seemed so clean, so fresh, so quick. And the music production was so easy. And then I remember I came home and I did my dad's head on for... I would say that was in... So the end of summer was August. And I wanted one for Christmas. I would say for 6 months, well, actually, that's not 6 months, but for how many months it was from August to December, did his head on, man, to get a Mac. And he was like, no, they're too expensive. And then he finally gave in. So
15 you got a Mac? Or still 14?
14. I think it was, I think it might have been a laptop. I think it was a laptop because we use laptops in the Nerve Centre. And I actually started creating songs. My first ever song was called Miss Harper.
Oh, that was going to be one of my questions on the Q&A.
Oh, was it?
Is that a teacher?
No, like everyone says that. Everyone, that's what I was going to say. Everyone says, was it a teacher? No.
A neighbor?
I used to go out with a girl when I was very, very young. Like I was just, one of them nonsense relationships when you're that age.
Yeah.
But for me, I don't know, I was going to get on this too. Like I fell in love very hard, man, when I was younger. I don't know if it's because of like the way I am programmed up here, and we'll get into that obviously in all our podcasts, but the way my mind worked when I was younger, I felt affection quite quickly. And I just fell in love with this girl, and I wrote a song about her called Miss Harper, and it was all right.
Is that her first name?
No, I'm not going to say her first name though. I'm not going to say that.
No, strange that.
I know, but she's I think she's well settled down all now, and fair play there. But I still see her.
Shout out if you're watching.
No, please don't do that. It's embarrassing. So no, and that started me out in production. That's where I started out doing that, and I just started writing songs in the house. I think I wrote a song about every girl that I ever went with, probably. But as we all do as musicians, we do. But I didn't write songs like Miss Harper, Miss Johnson, and all that.
All last names.
Yeah, all last names. But so up the Macs.
Fantastic. I mean, yeah, they were out of budget. In my school, in high school in the States, it was those like bubble looking ones that were like translucent. You could see through them. We had
the
those.
Actual like the ones that were like Amstrad ones or Amstead. Is that Alan Sugar? He had computers, remember?
Did he?
Yes. That's how he
Lord
started
Sugar?
out. Lord Sugar. He had computers. That's how he started out. Do you know that?
No.
They were called Amstead.
I've watched The Apprentice enough times that I thought it was I
actually enjoy him in The Apprentice. I don't watch it anymore. Like I watched it whenever Leah Totten was on. Do you know Leah Totten?
She the one that was from here?
Yeah,
doing the cosmetics?
She's done very, very, very well. Leah's smart. I wouldn't know her dad, a sound fella. But he did computers as well. But so Macs were out of your
just out of our price range, and they're in schools. But when I went to university at Berkeley, you had to buy everybody just got MacBook Pros.
Yeah,
and then that was the standard.
Every student buy it.
Every student, yeah, it's part of like the tuition.
Do you get discount though?
Yeah, and you get like student discounts, and then it came preloaded with all the editing software and everything like that.
Logic
and then depending on, I think it would have been
GarageBand
out of the box and stuff. Yeah, GarageBand. That's what I would have done most of my stuff in. But it sounds like GarageBand and Logic have merged. All the forums I've been on have said like once those two became one, it's the same dashboard. And
GarageBand is basically a version for people that's not as
that need to be as advanced.
Yes. So like whenever I started out, that's what I use GarageBand and GarageBand and Logic was just another step up. But like I just think Logic's so good, man. And I think it's because I'm so used to it too. Like I look at all our DAWs now and I'm like, I don't even know how to look like work around
digital audio workstation.
Yeah.
I'll translate the acronyms as and when they come in case you don't know. As you follow us down this rabbit hole, 3 years of living next to you.
I know.
3 months of knowing you. This episode, we will get to know you.
Exactly. This episode, you will really get to know me.
So I've got some questions.
Right.
All right. So obviously, people might know you from the television.
I don't know. I've just got fucking nervous here.
You've got your body language is shifted. You're like, put you on the spot.
You got very serious there. I'm like,
dude, I just want to make sure, because I know with like ADD and stuff, I can just go.
Yeah, I'm the same. But we're exactly the same. It's madness.
I'll try to keep us grounded as we get through this, because there's so much we can talk about. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Our ways will definitely kill us.
Yeah, for sure. Gotta look after the children.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about that. So, do you have a middle name?
Oh, you bastard.
Oh,
do you know this?
No?
It's just off, Michael.
Thought we might as well get all the questions
going to get a fucking laugh at this. My middle name is Donald.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you ever get called like Donald Duck growing up?
Oh, fuck. Quack, quack. If I'd have been running about now in school, I'd have been definitely compared to Donald Trump. But,
all right.
Yeah, I got whenever it came up, people just pissed themselves laughing. My dad was middle name Donald, so he thought he'd pass the fucking terror back on to me. I got shit. Well, I would say probably my dad got up. It's probably okay to be called Donald, but whenever I was in school, no, Donald was not cool, man. So yeah, my middle name's Donald O'Keefe. Okay. Thanks, Michael.
JDO.
JD, okay. People call me Jock, and then some people, when they try to be funny and think they're cool, call me Joke.
All right.
But the joke's on them.
There you go. Interesting. So I'm just trying to think here. Was that my middle name is actually after my dad's first name, so it's interesting. They've tried to pass it on.
Yeah, what's your middle name?
David.
David?
Yeah, it's my dad's first name.
Michael David.
Michael David Wright.
Oh, that's actually a pretty cool name.
Right. Yeah. So if you see that number plate,
it's pretty basic.
That makes sense. MD, pretty basic. You're right. My D is for David. Yours is for Donald. Fantastic.
Double D's. Yes.
So that's well. I appreciate you sharing that.
Thank you, Michael. Thanks for bringing it up.
Yeah. So I mean, because obviously I've known you for 3 months, but there's some things you just don't really ask, especially as guys when you become friends.
100%. Like, to be fair though, we did open up to each other as well. We became, which was good, because sometimes as men you could sort of be very standoffish. Yeah, standoffish and like don't want to open up too much. Whereas I think, which is good. Like, I am very open, especially when I like someone. Do you know what I mean? If I feel like I can connect. But the way I am is like I just, it comes out for me, and that's why whenever I was drinking, sometimes I could have been depressing to be around, because I just, whatever was going on in my head, I needed to get out. Yeah, and it would come out in the wrong times to the wrong people, and then when you didn't get what you were looking for, which is like someone to listen and make you feel heard. Yeah, I felt really, really bad. So I go to counselling for that now, which is great. But we definitely opened up to each other, and I feel like I could tell you anything, and yeah, it's great.
I appreciate that. We'll not disclose everything on this.
No, we will not. we might get into
we'll get in some topics.
We'll build into it,
Yeah. So on the back side of that, the basis, about to sound like
the basis
from
You're really from Nashville there,
man.
man.
Really showing. So how old are you?
I'm 30.
Okay. When did you turn 30?
I turned 30 on the 12th of April this year.
Okay, flip.
Yeah.
Mother's maiden name?
Steenson. Steenson.
You have to blur this out, beep this out. Give me your name, your full name, your date of birth, your mother's maiden name, and go hack all your passwords now.
No, I don't have my mother's maiden name as anything, but Steenson, my mom is actually originally from Sand Mills, where if you
haven't flipping watches,
if you haven't been
shouted them
to
out
Joe's
today.
Chippy and Sand Mills, but nobody listens to me. They're like, Joe's Chippy and Sand Mills, why would I go up there?
You haven't stopped talking about them since I met you.
It's the best burger I've ever had.
We're not sponsored, but if
we're not, but they will.
I will try one of these burgers at some point. Maybe
Michael,
we'll capture it.
We'll go up and have a podcast up at Joe's.
Yeah, just get a
table. They have coffee up there. We'll go up and we'll get a burger. We'll eat the burger, and you can tell me now. And you've had burgers in Nashville.
Yes.
Yeah, and they say burgers are the best in America. I don't think so, because I have been. We've had a Shake Shack in
solid.
Fort Lauderdale. Good. Joe's is better. Smash Bros last night in Belfast. Good. Joe's is better.
Five Guys?
Ooh, only one that would be close. Joe's is still better.
Okay.
That's how much words. The thing about Joe's is, and my friend and my friends do own it, but I'm not saying that because they do. Honestly, I'm not, because I would just say it's good, and I wouldn't promote it as much as I am. I would just say, it's good. But my friend Albert knows his shit about food.
Yeah.
He made ribs one time for a party we had.
Met?
Yes, Albert you met at the party.
All right.
Albert's a great guy. I've known him a long time. But he's really, really good at cooking. I need to start looking more at this camera, because I'm looking down here. He's really good at cooking. And him and Louise came up with these smash burgers, and I had them about a year ago, just after I had my surgery in my jaw, and I couldn't really eat it as well. I went up about 2 weeks ago, and it blew my mind. They do chicken wings as well, unreal. They do football special. You know what I mean? Having football special. Have you ever had a football?
Don't know
exactly,
what
man. You know what I mean? This is what we're missing out on.
Is that just sausages?
What?
What?
A football special?
Is this like for after the game?
Is
that what it's named
McDade's Mickett. So McDade's is like a
bakery?
No, they're a local drinks company.
Okay.
They make their own cola and make their own orange and stuff like that. It's all different sort of tastes and stuff. But football special is cracker.
Is that a
used to go down to
flavor then?
It's hard to explain. I used to think it was like Fanta and Coke mixed together, but it's sort of it's actually nicer, full of sugar. Like it will get you off your tits. But I used to go down to Greencastle, very poor bar. I used to sing there too, great spot. And my mum and dad used to just sit and have the crack, and I used to drink football special, eat Chris, and the crack was brilliant. Out down the wee green playing football, they were the days. You know what I mean? But we'll get a smash burger and a football special.
And so for those that aren't local like myself, what smash burger? Just a burger that's been smashed?
Yeah. So it's this is the thing where a lot of people get it wrong, and I'm not saying I'm a chef, but I do know my shit about some things.
My sister's a chef.
Yeah, I know. I think you remember you told me that. So a smash burger is really, really good fat to meat ratio, and it's smashed down in the griddle, but it has to be sort of thin enough so it gets crispy.
Okay.
So because sometimes we do smash burgers, but they're thick and they're not right, whereas they smash it right down, and then but when you bite on it, it's just crispy. The fat's there, it's juicy, but it's not dry. But it looks like it's burnt, but it's not burnt. And then you have cheese in it. They put an onion ring in it, and they can get barbecue beef brisket in it. They put a mayo on it. They do pickles on it. It's fucking unbelievable, man. I'm going up tonight. I'm going up tonight. That's it.
Is it just one patty?
2. Oh man, you can get a single patty one. But no, go for the double. Go for the barbecue smash. It's really, really good. And they do these Korean barbecue chicken wings. Oh, the sauce is like crack cocaine. I'm not joking. Once you eat one, you're like, right, I'm going in for more. Honestly, I put the sauce for my chips in. Oh my God. I'm starving.
Yeah, I know. I just realized I didn't really have lunch, but
I haven't ate.
No, just coffee.
Just coffee. I've just started drinking coffee.
Yeah, that's probably a bad influence from my part.
Yeah, I know, but you know what? It's great because some mornings I get up and like you've known me, 3 months.
Yeah.
And at the start, how energetic was I? And then a few things happened personally, and I just sort of dipped, and I stopped doing all the things that I loved, like ice bathing, and then the coffee's helped just in the morning give you that wee, push. Your way. See you later. So no, thanks for that.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. So if there's anybody out there that wants to sponsor us with coffee, we like Nero.
Yes, or here, just send us a coffee machine.
That's true. We could actually we need mugs. Don't we?
We do the Woodridge
Swag.
Podcast mugs, and we can get like we cartoon versions us on it.
Jeez, like a radio show.
We need to get t-shirts too. Oh, I started the Avias as well, by the way.
Are they a local group? I don't know who they are.
Yeah, so Avias is 2 guys I know that started up their clothing brand, and they do things for mental health and all as well. But This is their new gym gear, and it just fits so good, man. I love this top. I absolutely like. It is, and it's fit inside. Just a nice bit of,
soft.
It's nice and soft, and yeah, really, really cool, man. I love Avias, and they look after me, and I did a photo shoot for them and stuff like that there, and just really, really nice guys, and their clothing's so quality, man. It's really, really good. It's good to see people from Derry trying to do, push themselves out there and do something for themselves, like the guys from Storefront too. Great brand, but the quality of clothing is just so good.
It's called Storefront?
It's called Storefront. 2 guys from Derry and a guy from Liverpool. And their clothing's brilliant. Like I go in there and sometimes you just pick up a t-shirt or a hoodie and they do really good quality jackets. And it's great to see that. And they're going all over the world. I think they're sending stuff to Boston and stuff like that as well.
Right. Okay.
So and they're traveling all about and doing photo shoots. So they're doing really, really well, and fair play to them. I like to see guys that just have an idea and go for it. And it doesn't it happens in Derry,
but it's not easy.
No, and especially being from here, man, because and like this is no slack to anybody in Derry, but I just find sometimes whenever people are trying to set up their own thing from here, it's difficult because the support sometimes can be, and like we all do, but like we see someone set up and they're like, oh, it's great, and they like the first one, but then trying to be consistent with supporting someone is what you should be doing, because we're all from the same city and nobody's going to hear us unless you promote us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why I go on the storefront and I go into like local brands and try and help them as much. Or if like a local artist like Ben Trail, his new songs out this week.
That's right.
And I just, I listen to Ben's talent and I'm like, this guy should be having millions of streams. But the thing is, it's just difficult to try and get the right ears on the product, because even though people from here might not like his music, there's going to be somebody out there that does. You know what I mean? It's like my songs too. Although like this, I Promise You, a lot of people loved it. But then the new one,
they're familiar with maybe the original, and
but the new one, it didn't get as much traction because it's my own song and it's new and nobody's really heard it, and it took a lot more of a push to get it going. But there's going to be somebody out there that's going to like it, so I'm just going to keep pushing. And I just hope everyone that from here that's trying to do what they do and trying to push themselves achieve it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we're all a part of it, man.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So the Britain's Got Talent thing, we kind of teased that out a bit on the introduction.
Mm-hmm.
You're 30 now. Mm-hmm. What age were you when you went on that?
I was 18.
And that can be found on YouTube?
Yeah.
People want to watch it?
Yeah.
I think Laura might have showed it to me. So
Stitch it on. Have you not watched it?
I watched it. Of course I did. I had to go find out.
Watched it too many times. Like,
no, it's good to, well, for those, we will. We'll stitch it in. So
yeah,
and here comes the video. You can watch it now, and we'll be right back.
What's your name?
My name is Jordan O'Keefe.
How old are you?
I'm 18.
And where are you from?
I am from Northern Ireland.
Who are you here with today, Jordan?
My brother, my mum.
Nice.
Sitting over there.
And are you studying or are you working?
I went to college and doing music, and my dad changed the course to business on me. So.
Did he?
But I'm here to do music. So. I'm taking part in Britain's Got Talent because I want to do something with my life. I want to become a singer. When I applied for college, I applied to do music. But then my dad went into the college and changed it to business.
How did you feel about that?
I was raging.
Were you?
I bet you were.
Did you fall out over it?
Oh, massively.
Did you?
Oh. I really love my dad. He wants me to have a backup plan. It's understandable, but I'm here today to prove him wrong. I've been singing and playing guitar for 3 or 4 years in pubs and restaurants and bars. And a lot of people have dreams, but I want to make mine come true. I would love to go back and say to my dad, I got 4 yeses.
All right, my love. Well, best of luck whenever you're ready.
Your hand fits in mine like it's made just for me. The that's in mine.
Nice voice.
It was meant to be. And joining up the dots with the freckles on your cheeks, it all makes sense to me. And I won't let these little things slip out of my mouth. But if I do, it's you, the attitude. I'm in love with you. It's all these little things. You can't go to bed without a cup of tea, and maybe that's the reason that you talk in your sleep. It's all these conversations, a secret that I keep, though they make no sense to me. And I'll just let these little things slip out of my mouth. And it's true, it's you, the attitude. I'm in love with you. And all these little things.
Okay.
Thank you.
I love the kind of hushed, whispery tones at the beginning, and then I love how it built and it got stronger. You and your voice are amazing.
Thank you very much.
What do you think your dad will think about this?
Well, I'm going to go back now and say, yay, they think I did well.
You can definitely go back to your dad and say you did well. You played that perfectly. David?
Well, you seem like a lovely boy. I think girls are going to like you. You got a fantastic voice. You are astonishingly good.
Thank you very much.
Simon?
Jordan, if I'm being honest, I didn't really like it. I absolutely loved it. I thought that was a very, very, very clever version of the song. It would have been easy just to have done a straight copy. I think you're a great performer. You look great. And I predict very, very good things for you going forward. I like you.
My mum's in tears down there now.
I think we should vote.
It's a yes from me, definitely.
David?
Of course, 1,000,000,000% yes, you're fantastic.
It's a yes from me. Okay, Simon.
You got 4 yeses.
He was great though.
He was terrific.
It was a package.
Dad.
Hey, Jordan.
The 4 yeses! Woo!
Jordan, that's fantastic.
Thank you very much, Dad.
I try to drive you down a different route. Change your mindset that you want to do music. I'm absolutely overwhelmed. I just want you to say for all the hard work you put in. Listen, I love you so much.
Love you too,
I
Dad.
can't wait to see you home. Well
You
done,
too.
kid. I am so proud of you.
Love you, Dad.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
And we're back. Yeah, that was you.
Yeah, what a
so
moment.
18 years old.
Yeah.
18 years young, I suppose.
Yeah.
Was that shot in London?
That was shot in Manchester.
Okay.
So the actual story about it is, this is very interesting. I had auditioned a couple of years before in Liverpool.
When you were 16?
Yeah, and I've never seen as many people queue up for something like this before. It was mental. Although I did do X Factor a couple of years before in Croke Park, and I met Niall Horan. Niall Horan was in the queue right beside me. Right. Me and him, he did a video of him singing. There was a video of me just standing right behind him. I don't know if it's on social media or on YouTube anymore, but I met him there, and he went on to be in One Direction, became this fucking huge superstar, and you know what a career he has had. It's mental. And me and my mum were like, that wee fucker got on, that wee fucker's in that band. And he did unbelievable. I actually met Niall a couple of times after it in London in a nightclub, and then I met him again just walking through London. And we met at Britain's Got Talent, so we'd sort of like had a rapport. I don't think he probably remembers me, but he pretends that he does. Yeah, so I auditioned before in Liverpool a couple of years before that, and
is that something you just saw on like a TV advert, or was it?
Yeah, we booked flights and went over. I think my brother lived there at the time. Andrew lived. He was at university in Liverpool, so we went over there and auditioned. I didn't do great. Like I did fucking Usher, I think.
just no
Usher
guitar.
Did a fucking
Which one?
Oh my God. Damn it again.
Just solo acapella.
That there way guitar. I thought it was
With
cool.
guitar?
They didn't. So yeah. Didn't get through. Heart was broke. I thought, right. And then they were up in Belfast in the Hilton Hotel. And me and my friend Darren McKelly, who's a PT at Stripe Performance Centre, check him out. He's class. me and Darren were like, fuck it, we'll go up an audition. So Darren came up with me, and there was very little people there compared to Liverpool. Like, I thought we were going to be there for hours. We were in and out in a couple of hours. And I went in and it sang, and they'd asked me to sing again.
Is that in front of the judges you see on TV or different people?
It's in front of the production staff.
Okay.
But I could see in her face she was enjoying it, which the last time
just one person then, or
I think she called somebody else in, so there was two in the end up.
Okay.
And then she was like, sing that other song. And I sang Little Things, and I sang Beneath Your Beautiful by Labyrinth. I think it was in Emily Sandy, I think so on that. And they were like, happy days, we'll be in touch. And I left, and I didn't care. Do you know what I mean? I just thought, I've been through this before. I've done the X Factor on Britain's Got Talent, we'll just see what happens. And then I got a call from a friend of mine in Belfast. He put me in touch with a girl who actually worked on Simon Cowell's label. Leah Monacherry, I think her name was. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Yeah. Beautiful woman too. And she worked beside Simon Cowell. And we were like back and forth, texting her and calling each other. And then she was like, yeah, we really want you to be on the show. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Is it
like,
X Factor?
No, Britain's Got Talent.
Okay, because he's associated with BGT.
Yeah, he runs all the Got Talents. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I'm going to be on Britain's Got Talent. And then she got back to me and was like, you've auditioned through Teams. So because we're Psycho, we can't put you on the show because it doesn't really work like that, unfortunately. So look, I just wish you all the best, and I hope you get on the show.
Audition through who? What does that mean?
Teams. So Teams is the ITV production that they send out to do all the production, but then Psycho can sort of pick people and drop them on the show as they please. You know what I mean? And basically then it was like, so I was on the show, and then it was like, oh well, you're not now. But then I got a call in, I was shortlisted, and then I was on, and I was the only person that got to do a sound check that day, which was pretty cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Usually they just fire you out there.
Usually just fire out here, but I think it's because I had a loop pedal and I was planning to do like a loop. And I was planning to do Ed Sheeran, Give Me Love on the loop station. And they didn't want me to do it. They were like, and they were right, because if I'd have done Ed Sheeran, Give Me Love, it would nowhere near have got the traction that Little Things did. Because I was 18, that market for me was that younger age group, you know, and they were fanatics for One Direction.
Yeah.
So if they had like another little side note to that, which is Jordan O'Keefe doing Little Things, wow, they were going to love it. So, and it worked really, really well because I gained so many young fans out of it, and you know, they helped my career push on afterwards for another couple of years, and a lot of them still message me and stuff, which is pretty cool, and I hope I can always repay them for sticking around.
Yeah.
That comes with its disadvantages too, because the young crowd was so mad and crazy, and some of them were like, I remember a girl put hair in her cake and said, give me the cake when I was on tour, and wanted a piece of her inside of me.
No.
Yeah. So
she gave, just like a random slice of cake, like here?
No, it's a full baked cake.
That she made for you?
That she made. I think it was in Birmingham. And I was on tour with Jonathan and Charlotte, and we were doing all these theatres, man. I played in some amazing venues.
Who's Jonathan and Charlotte?
They were on Britain's Got Talent too. Jonathan was
same season or year?
No, but well before me. And Jonathan was quite a big guy. Great voice, unbelievable opera singer. And Charlotte was with him, and she's an unbelievable singer too. Me and her became really, really good friends. But yeah, I went on tour with them, and they were great. Like, it was a great experience, but I didn't think it suited me for my music.
Yeah.
But it was something to do, and I did it. And I think I got paid for it too, which was great. And I got to live in London for a while, which is amazing.
Yeah.
I actually lived in London for a while after it as well. But yeah, so back to Britain's Got Talent. I did the audition in Manchester. We were there all day, and we
do they look after you, like give you like snacks and water and stuff?
Yeah, you're in the room, and like we were one of the last ones to go on. So which is great. There was a band, the Luminites, that were there. They ended up getting signed to the Sony after, actually. But they were groomed to be in there. They were a groomed band, and they were ready to go. Like I remember going on to the hotel, and them guys were going to the gym detoxing. I was like, "Fuck that! I'm getting a fucking pizza." I was drinking Coke and eating pizza, lying in the bed. You know.
Is that stuff you have to pay for out of pocket when you're there doing the shooting?
I don't remember. But at the time, man, after I went on TV, the gigs were flying in, like,
really.
And the thing was, the money was just ridiculous. And I always say this, like, I should not have been in that position at that age, because I don't think, one, I was talented enough. I had talent, but I was very, very raw. I don't think I was talented enough. I didn't have a product to sell. Like, I was
aside from me singing
covers, and I did One Direction song. It made me sort of And I don't care what anybody says, I was famous at the time. Like, at that time, there was fame there. It wasn't, you know, and to be honest, in my head, I did feel like that, you know what I mean? And that's just pure naive at that age. But nobody was there to sort of tell me different. Nobody probably could have told me different. You have to live and learn in them situations, which I've definitely done. And I've definitely been humbled on my journey. But gigs were just ridiculous amounts of money. And then at that time, money was just, you know, at 18, when you have lots of money, and lots of money could have been what, like 10 grand probably, or just lying about. That's a lot of money. Like, you know what
especially
I mean?
at 18.
Exactly. I'll tell you a funny story. Actually, I remember my manager, Chris Hughes, shout out to Chris. And we were in Belfast, and this is just after Britain's Got Talent had finished. We made a fortune, man, in 6 months. I mean, we were doing gigs for like 2-3 grand.
A night? A singing opportunity?
I was going to nightclub appearances, I was getting paid thousands just to stand in a nightclub and drink. It was mental, man.
Wow.
I was doing gigs with JLS. I was every day I was somewhere. I was never home. And Chris was trying to manage me. Trying is the main thing here. We were in Victoria.
Did he find you? Did you go to him? Did they put you with him?
We sort of found. I met Chris before I went on, and I actually went to Chris and asked him to manage me. And this is no slight to Chris at all, but I just don't think Chris was really knew what he was getting himself into. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I was a hard work man. I was, and like, I'm very, very driven and I'm stubborn. And at that age, whenever I was in that position that I was in, nobody could have told me nothing. Like, you know what I mean? I knew
you had every answer for everything.
I knew I was right all the time, and you were wrong, and that's the way it was. Whereas now that I'm older, it's like I just listen to everything, and I make up my own decision. But I'm not as naive and as like stupid as I was when I was younger, because you know, you get yourself on that little bubble, and you know, I was a bit of a dick at times, and you know, I can't really dwell on it too much, but you know, it is what it is, and you have to learn from it, move on. But anyway, Chris, I asked Chris afterwards to manage me, and to be fair, he did a great job because he made me a fucking shit ton of money, and he got me in doors that I probably would not have got myself in. But we were in Victoria Square one day, and,
in Belfast.
And this is a great story, man. And we went to JD Sports, and I walked down and I was right, I need to get a pair of shoes. So I go up and get a pair of shoes, and I was like, right, they're nice. And I was like, can you get me a size 7.5 on them as well? And he went,
you 7.5?
Don't fucking talk about that. And I'm a size 8, but no, I was a size 8, and then I realised the 7.5 just suits me better.
Right.
So, hey, look, it's not about the size of the feet, man. And I'm a decent enough footballer, actually. So,
yeah.
We're going to have a guest on probably soon. They can confirm maybe if I was a good footballer or not. But yeah, we're on the JD, and can I get another pair of shoes? He goes, for fuck, you're not getting another pair of shoes. And I went, is that right? I bought 2 pairs of shoes and about £1,000 worth of Duffer clothes.
Right.
Duffer, that's all I ever wore then, because Ed Sheeran wore it. I
never heard of that brand.
It was actually quite nice, but I definitely ripped out. I think I wanted to be Ed Sheeran whenever I came off Britain's Got Talent. I remember someone wrote underneath a YouTube video of mine saying, like, whenever you start being yourself, that's whenever you'll start doing well. And they were right, because I was trying to base myself on everybody else. I didn't know who I was.
Yeah, you're still trying to find yourself.
Until I stopped drinking, I didn't know who I was. I'm only really figuring out who I am now, and yeah. Anyway, but
that's solid. I mean, I was 25 when I moved over here, and
yeah, that's a
thought I had it all figured out, because I moved over here for getting married, and well, not like green card, getting into the country, but
wow, that's why Melina's with me. For fuck's sake.
Now I'm here, but it was very much thought I had all figured out, thought I had all the answers, and it took me the next 5 or 6 years to still figure out who I was, and
it's tough, man. It's I think, you know, everyone used to say your life begins at 30, and I always said this to everybody, I'm not drinking in my 30s. Came a bit earlier, but I knew I needed to knuckle down, because I have so many dreams and aspirations, and I was just fucking letting it all go by spending my time drinking. And now that I've let that go, I can really understand who I am. And it's nice, you know, when I meet people now, they say, like, they can see it. Because my eyes probably would tell a story before.
All right.
You know, whenever you looked at me before, like, you could tell I was hurting in my eyes. And like, even I met a friend of mine there last night, John Garrity, and he texted me the other day, and he says, like, you're like a new man. And that's great to hear, because people are seeing that, and I feel like I'm a new person. I feel like I can talk to people. I feel like I'm happier. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas before, when somebody would ask me how you're doing, I'd be like, oh, I'm all right, you know, or I'm tired. I always says I was tired, but that's because I was depressed.
Yeah.
I wasn't dealing with what was going on inside my head, and I went on the Britain's Got Talent already fucked up. Do you know what I mean? Whereas a lot of people probably didn't have the trauma that I had whenever I was younger, and that's not family driven. I had things that happened to me when I was younger, and that was out of control of everybody else's, control. And I didn't deal with it properly. I didn't open up about it properly. I didn't deal with it properly.
Yeah.
And going on the Britain's Got Talent and then having that on top of it was just even more mental, because although I put myself in nightclubs quite a lot, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like I was around where people could really tell me what they thought about me.
Right.
And some things would be nice, but you would get people who would call you a dick, and and even though you think it doesn't affect you, it does.
Yeah.
You do think about it, like, and anybody that says doesn't bother me, either you're lying to yourself or maybe you're just fucking hard as nails. I don't know. But it affected me, like,
yeah.
Even still to this day, I have a good way of brushing things off now. But,
yeah.
Back then, I couldn't. Like, if you slag me online out, I would have bothered me for days. Whereas now, like, I just bothers me for about 2 minutes and then it's gone.
It's tough because everything's so visible these days, especially when you're on like a massive show like that.
Big time. And even like I had a few people recently on TikTok just slabber, just give off their things, and a lot of it happens at like 2 or 3 in the morning when they're pushed.
Keyboard warriors.
Exactly. And and that's fine. If people, not everyone's going to like you, and I think that was one thing that I needed to come to terms with, was I wanted everyone to love me, man. I wanted everyone to think that I was talented and that I was a nice guy, and at times I wasn't a nice guy, but at times I wasn't as most talented as anybody else, but I just wanted everyone to love me. Whereas now it's like, I just want the people who care about me to love me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I only care, and that's the thing. And we're all going to make mistakes, and I've made plenty of them, but I've definitely learned from a lot of them. Like I was playing in a Thirsty Goat recently, and a girl came up to me and she was like, "Oh, you think you're fucking famous still?" And I was like, "What is going on here?" And she was like,
"It wasn't when I was
do you
there,
remember
was it?"
you up in the Hatfield?" And I was like, "That was fucking 10 years ago." How are you still talking
still
about?
Holding on to that,
but some people do. So whatever I must have done, or and I don't think I would have done anything really bad. I might have been ignorant, or if somebody would ask me for a picture when I was full, I might have been like, "Fuck off," or whatever.
Yeah.
I just things like that. And I was always drunk, so people weren't getting the real me. I don't think anybody really knows the real me, and that's the thing. Well, you'll probably get to know the real me on this, but she obviously had upset her.
Yeah.
And she felt this was the opportunity to come up and give back to me, and I was just like, I'm sorry if I ever upset you, but that's 10 years ago. I'm sorry, like
Yeah. Different time, different place, different person.
Aye. You can't be
Hopefully.
on point all the time, unfortunately. And I think there's a lot of people out there that think I'm nice, and there's a lot of people probably out there that don't. But I'd love to get the people that don't on here, so we can probably. I would love to do that, hash it out, and just say, look, explain to them why.
Yeah.
I didn't do it because I was a cunt. I did it probably because I was hurting, and I couldn't handle it.
Yeah. Well, reach out to the DMs if
I was a cunt.
If you'd like to be on, we can definitely have those conversations. But flip. Well, so tell me then about after you did that video that we watched here. What happens next? You obviously got through. The judges were like, "That's great."
Yeah.
That was Simon Cowell. That was the actual people that we see on
Simon
TV.
Cowell, Amanda Holden, Alicia Dixon, and David Williams, in that order.
Okay, I don't know.
I actually looked at them as I went out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they came on like the audition. I don't remember anything about it. I don't remember being on the stage. I don't remember. It felt like a dream because it was the first time I'd ever got that reaction. Right. It was the first time I ever got that. The whole place erupted, man. It was mental. And Simon Cowell was giving me the old thumbs up and all, and then he's now doubled it up to 2 thumbs up. He's going to start getting his toes out next. When people do well, I'd be like this.
Yeah. How many people would have been in that? Was it like an amphitheater?
I would say maybe 1,000, maybe
Right,
more.
okay.
Actually, yeah, it was a proper theatre, like. Probably a couple of thousand. And what was mad was there was people from Derry I was telling that I was on the show, and they were like, "You're not on the show," and try to wind me up on Facebook and stuff.
Yeah.
Slagging me, thinking that I was going to be famous in Britain's Got Talent. And then somebody had videoed the thing in the crowd and put it up on YouTube. So I always went back and watched that, and it was just, I couldn't stop watching it because I was like, "Oh my God, this is amazing." I always dreamed of being on one of them shows. I used to watch the X Factor, watch Owen Quigg. He would, I remember having my hair like him whenever I was younger because Owen was one of the first people to go on that show and really do well. And like everyone remembers Owen Quigg because he was one of the first ones to do it. And back then it was like a real craze, and he looked great with the hair and all, and he was just cool as fuck. You know what I mean? And I actually played football with Owen, and hopefully one day he might come on this podcast. But yeah, where was it?
Oh, just the amount of people and the experience of being like, what happens next after they say, yeah, you're through.
So, that was through. And here's a good one. I got through and we came off. I remember this all right. My mum and Andrew was there. We were like, great. And they were like, right, come in this alleyway now, or like backstage thing, and I want you to phone your dad and let him know. So
is this after you've told that story?
Yeah,
would that have been live? Would he have been here watching it?
No, it wouldn't have been live. No, that was recorded in November and it went on air in April.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. So they were like, phone your dad. So I ring my dad, and I'm like, Dad, I got 3-4 yeses. He went, fucking brilliant, Joe. And then everyone was like, cut. Drop
the F-bomb.
I was like, what? They were like, you can't swear. And I was like, Dad, you can't swear. And he was like, right, okay, we'll have to do it again. We had to do it fucking 3 times, man. fucking Dad, you can't. Shit, sorry. Well done, son, but well done. And my dad was buzzing. Like, he didn't want to be there because of obviously what was going on and the story they brought out of it. Yeah. And I didn't mean for that story to actually be the story, but it probably made things a lot better for what happened. But my poor dad got a lot of stick. Like, people would actually say to him, "You're a fucking lousy bastard." No.
Did he do that? Did he change
he went on. I went on and applied for music, and I came home and told him, and he was raging. He was like, "What? Music? No," because my dad's a businessman, and in a way he was right, because like we know ourselves, there's not a lot of money in music unless you're at the real top level.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of time to get there, but it's like any job. But I always feel maybe if I had went and learnt at tech, then I could have been learning what I'm trying to relearn now, you know what I mean? But anyway, everything happens for a reason. He went in, changed the course, and came home and told me, and was like, "You're doing business." And I was like, fuck, what? And there was no row, but you know what, it's done, and here we are now. So, hey, you know what, maybe it worked out for a good story for Britain's Got Talent, and if I didn't have that story, I wouldn't have been on the show. So thanks, Dad.
They do love a good story.
They do love a good story, man. And like people, the reason why, and I know why they do this, and it makes so much sense, because everyone would say to me, "You're the guy whose dad changed his course. Not your Jordan O'Keefe, not you sang little things, not your this or that." They remember you for your story. And that's why they do it. Like Susan Boyle's story is like unbelievable. That's what made her Susan Boyle.
Yeah.
She had came in and not been great looking. It's just there's so many great looking singers that go on that show. And I mean, like the girl who did the Greatest Showman, she did a song, and
then she actually went on and did her song
and sang it, and like she did well, but nobody really remembers her that much.
Yeah,
where Susan Boyle's a worldwide star.
Yeah, she's amazing,
and that's the way it is. So it makes for great TV, and it makes you what it is. So so did the audition, came home, and sort of went about my life for a while.
What were you doing at the time? Just school?
I was working on the stations in my dad's office. Yeah. And we sort of knew that whenever the show was going to go on, that like it was going to change my life, but not the way that it did. Like, so we didn't know it was going to change my life the way it would. And a couple of months down the line, then, and the thing that was going through my head was, am I going to get enough TV time here? Because I know that people come on, they only get like a couple of minutes, or like I said, I got 7.5 minutes, which is fucking massive amount. Couldn't believe it, and they were like showing me teasers of me throughout my audition, or the actual show that I auditioned on, and I was like watching, I was like, there I am there, and I had like 50 friends. I don't know, that's probably an exaggeration, but a lot of people in my little 2-bed flat that I lived in.
Yeah,
I bought a house when I was 18 and moved out of mum and dad's because couldn't do with my dad any longer.
We'll have your dad on the
we will that'll be a very interesting podcast. My dad's quite the guy.
He's great.
But yeah, we had all my friends in there, and it's just like, it was great, man. It was just a great
watching the premiere,
watching the show air. It was unbelievable. And I remember my audition going on and my phone just vibrating constantly. The amount of messages. I think I went from like a couple of 100 followers on Twitter to near like 100,000 overnight.
Seriously?
It went mental, man.
Wow.
I couldn't leave the house without people like stopping me constantly. Can I get a picture? Can I get a picture? It was overnight fame. And the thing is, they don't teach you how to deal with that either.
Yeah, they didn't pair somebody that helps you navigate that.
I would say no, they do. But like social media was only a real started out then. You know, whereas like reels and all is a big thing now, and social media is a massive thing now. Whereas then it wasn't really as big as what it is now. But anywhere I went, like I remember going out for lunch, people were giving me free lunches. I was going to do clothes shops. They were like, "Can you wear this clothes? We'll just give you whatever you want for free, and just wear this here." Like people were sending me stuff all the time. And then my dad was like, "We can't have you in work because people are just constantly phoning the office looking to speak to you." Like,
really?
He says every day he must have had about 50 to 60 calls. So he was
like, because they knew you worked there.
They knew you worked there. He says, "Look, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll pay you still, and you pay me back whenever you're finished up." I don't think he'd actually did do that. Maybe I'm just saying that. I don't think he did. So maybe I'm looking at my dad look more. So I think he'd actually just pay me, and he was like, "Look, just don't work, but just I'll still pay you, But it was basically a fucking excuse to go out, man. And I went out, let me tell you. And I spent some nights in nightclubs, and you know, the adulation that you got whenever you're out, like it was something I never had, so I wanted more of it. It was like a drug. You know, that reaction.
Craving that attention.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It makes you feel amazing that people are just so like, oh my God, it's you. You know what I mean? That was class, man. And something I never had, and being an addict is what I am. I got addicted to it, and I didn't want it to go. And whenever it left, I probably replaced it with alcohol.
Yeah.
And that's when the addiction really started, you know. But it was a great experience. I just wish I probably handled it better, but I think everything happened for a reason, and I think I handled it the way I handled it to be where I am now. And I think this is really the beginning of Jordan O'Keefe. I think I grew up in front of people's eyes. I think that they got to witness me grow up and become a man, whereas now I'm going to start becoming a musician and a songwriter and a producer, and this is the start of something special, I think.
Yeah. Well, I think we close on that.
Yeah.
And we
sit over to you.
Looking forward to the next episode.
Yeah.
Where we unpack a bit more of that, as well as, yeah, if you want to ask me questions,
how long have we got?
I've got answers. What? That's been an hour.
Oh, fucking hell. Well, we'll see you next week.
Thanks for checking this out. We hope you enjoyed it and found out some things that you didn't know. I definitely did, even though I've only known him for 3 months. It was a good opportunity to ask the questions. And in fact, if you've got questions, drop them into the comments or drop it into our DMs, and I'll be happy to ask them on your behalf on the future episodes. But there's so much to unpack in the next episode.
Yeah.
So do give us a follow if you haven't yet, so you know when that's coming. And we look forward to keeping the conversation going.
And also, for the next episode, put on some questions for Michael, because we're going to get to know you more, Michael, in the next one.
Yeah, I'm not just going to be interviewing, am I?
No.
All right.
That's what it felt like. I just felt like it was an interview this time. But it's fine. It's cool. Where this is with the podcast.
And there's still so many more questions I have. So
yeah, and this is the thing about the podcast, is every episode's going to be different. You know what I mean? So, see you in the next one.
See you then.